Hi, I'm Candace, aka the Ventures Diva. Welcome to our fourth installment of My Ventures Home. Today we're visiting the home of Miss Jones.
Hi, I'm Carmen, aka Secondhand Shawty, and welcome to my vintage home. Once again, welcome to my home. You finally made it in. So let's get into a little bit more about me. Once again, my name is Carmen. You might know me online as Secondhand Shawty. I am a content creator and a sustainable stylist here in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been thrifting for a very long time. I've been thrifting since I was in college, and I also go to estate sales because I started noticing when I would go to, big box furniture stores and, decorating stores, everything was just not speaking to me. A lot of beige, a lot of white, and I knew my home wasn't going to look like that. I wanted to live in a very eclectic, very colorful, me space. So I get a lot of my pieces found pieces, secondhand pieces from thrift stores and estate sales, and that's what makes me happy. So, I don't know if it's a cool story, but one of my oldest friends here in Atlanta, I've known her since high school. Hey, Vian. We were thinking of names when I decided that I wanted to start selling vintage clothing online. And, just going back and forth. And she was like, "What about secondhand shoddy?" And I'm like, "That's dumb." But I thought about it and I was like, "Wait, that actually might be perfect." And it just kind of stuck. So ever since, well, when was that? 2016 has been secondhand shoddy. What made me choose this home? On this day that I was looking for an apartment, I think I went to 10 places all over the city of Atlanta. This was the last place I came to. And when I tell you, when I immediately walked in, I was like, oh, this is it. Like, I just knew. I'm close enough to Midtown and downtown, but like, far enough away from like the madness. I love being partially in the city where I'm close to so many things I like to frequent, like concerts and art galleries and museums. I used to live way up north and just coming home, and I got 45 minutes to get home, which is not working for me anymore. So I love being in this area. I'm walking distance to a library. I'm at the library almost every day, which I love. A lot of cute restaurants and shops and everything that I need, and I love it. We can start here. One of my favorite estate sale finds is this Motown director's chair. I specifically went to this estate sale for this chair. Sometimes when you're looking for one thing, you're hoping nobody else takes it. And this was just sitting in the corner in the basement, and it was only $20. So I lugged it on up, started piling other stuff on top of it, and I was just really, really happy to get that. I love it so much. And to kind of keep the theme going, I have some old school vinyl that I've collected. I'm a huge, huge Michael Jackson fan. It's getting worse as I've gotten older. Do I have? I do. I think I have all his. Well, I have the main ones. I have Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad. And I also love the Jacksons a lot. Luther, rest in peace. Janet's always gonna be my girl. I have a huge thing for Bill Withers as well, and Whitney. Goes without saying. Queen, also R.I.P. But I rotate these out every so often just so I can see the faces of my beautiful Black people. What makes this corner special? This is, I guess, what you can call it is like my media corner because, I have my books, I have my vinyl that I said I wasn't going to start collecting, but as many thrift stores and, festivals and things that I find myself as, it just kind of was inevitable. Artwork comes from everywhere: Etsy, art shows, gosh, everywhere that I've just collected over the years. Magnets that I made, some that have been found, just a lot of fun, cassettes, just a lot of fun pieces that I found that I wanted to put on display. The gallery wall is probably one of my favorite areas in the house. I spent a lot of time laying all these out on the floor. I have even more artwork that I just didn't have room to put up, but these are the ones that spoke to me the most. A few of these are from local Atlanta artists, I always like to support local artists and artisans, so that's really, really important to me. And also, again, just displaying Black faces, Black femininity. There are a lot of Black women on this wall, and young, old, middle age, and fantastical. I got this at a estate sale as well. It's just been fun collecting all this art over the years. A little light display of books, which I also rotate that one out. My old lady candies, more vinyl that I'm still collecting. No record player yet, but it's coming. I just love artwork, and vinyl is just another way of expressing that. So yeah. I love books. I was a huge reader growing up, and I just now started to rediscover my love for it recently. So I love living, like I told you earlier, living so close to the library. So I'm at the library every day picking up stuff. I honestly need a bigger bookcase or a bigger coffee table at this point, because I'm also a person that collects them faster than I can read. So, I got stuff hanging off the edge. I got that at a thrift store recently. DVDs are at the bottom. It's getting a little full, so I need this to be a lot wider. But a lot of Black authors up here, a lot of women writers as well. Some stuff from my mom's library that I took. She was also a big reader, has tons of books. Yeah, I love seeing them every day. They just make me happy. These I like to call my nerd shelves. I put these in myself. It was really a pain in the butt, but we did it because I really wanted to display the little nerdiness of me. So I have my Funko Pops, have cute little California raisin figurines, little unicorns that I collected for a long time, cassettes. What else? Oh, and of course, I know y'all remember these, my sambas that was my first million view video on TikTok. So I said I wanted them as art, so they indeed are. I still want to get a case for those just to protect them. And I was going to wear them the other day, but I was like, no, we're just going to keep them here. But yeah, I love my shelves. I think this is great. And I definitely wanted more shelving in my home to display all my knickknacks and found pieces. I need more, but like I said, they're a pain in the butt to install. So welcome to my kitchen. Spend a lot of time in here. I love when I go to other people's houses, like my friends and family. I'm always drawn to the refrigerator because there's like photos and thank you cards and just like a little peek of like their life and people in their lives. So I followed suit. I have friends. I have family. I know you probably recognize this guy right here. And like found pieces up top from, this is from a local artist. This is from an estate sale, I think. I won this in a contest to keep the like kitchen theme, But yeah, I spent a lot of time in here. I love my kitchen. There's still so many things I want to do in my kitchen, decorating wise, but again, I don't have a ton of space. Like I love this Atlanta piece that I found at a local consignment store here. Should I do something to the cabinets or like add some more artwork here? Again, I want a home that has artwork in every corner, like maybe even at the top here. But I just renewed my lease, so I think we can, elaborate more and have some more fun with the kitchen because I spent a lot of time in here and I want it to be joyful and as colorful as like the rest of my home. This is another favorite area of my home. As always, I love having Black women on display. So Dorothy Dandridge is a huge inspiration for me, always has been. So I have her, as well as Billie Holiday. I found this poster at an estate sale, and I love that they were the same size because I can't remember who came first, but it just kind of worked out that way. I have vintage magazines. I went through like a thing where I was just like on eBay and like every estate sale I was going to find like more vintage magazines. I'm very, very happy. It might not seem like a lot, but I'm really happy with my magazine rack and my shoe stand. All the pieces in my home are very intentional, and I didn't want like just another ugly shoe rack. So I found this one that reminds me of Neapolitan ice cream. And I was very fortunate to find a magazine rack that could be wide enough to fit these old vintage magazines. It took a long time to find that because a lot of them were made for current magazines that are a lot smaller. I I do a lot of feng shui, so I'm always switching stuff out. But for now, we have a plant that I think this is doing okay. I do not have a green thumb, y'all, but I think Snakey's doing just fine. A book I always have here, and a cute little book here that I found at an estate sale. Oh, and this piece from my place of employment, they were giving away some display stuff. So I was like, let me take that home. So yeah, I think that's it. This door pretty much stays open because it's such a small space, and when it's closed, it's just real closed off, and I like to just be able to move freely. So I keep my mirror here because it's just perfect, take my little content creator photos and whatnot before I head out the door. I added this little affirmation on here. I think I got this little decal off of Etsy years ago, and I just think it's perfect. That little reminder that I think we all need, because we can be really hard on ourselves. So this is a cute little affirmation that I have. Yeah. And as we continue into the bedroom, another place I spend a lot of time, my prized possession would probably be my mirror. I thrifted this mirror years ago. I think I was living in Dallas, and it was really boring, just a wooden mirror. And for a long time, I was like, I need to do something with this mirror. I got to DIY it. So pretty recently, I think it was the beginning of this year, I got a bunch of vintage magazines. By vintage, I say like Y2K area. Of vintage magazines, Jet, Ebony, Vibe, cut them all out and did a collage on my mirror. And I love seeing it every single day. It just means so much to me. And I think little Carmen will be very, very excited and happy about this piece. Jewelry on display. I've been doing really good with collecting vintage jewels. Recently, I've been focusing a lot on my accessories. So I have that on display and ready. As I get ready in the morning, I have the mirror here. And I try to make my bed every single day. So this is my designated office area. It's kind of a mishmash of things. I have my sewing machine and all the sewing notions here, unfinished projects and fabric and scraps down here. I try to be a little organized with, I have home supplies, tools, stickers, and patches, and other little just random, Michael is pretty much everywhere. He's always hanging out. An old passport, just I have my memory board, which I'm also very proud of, just of my travels and events and concerts. I add to it every so often, just as little sweet reminders of where I've been and where I'm going, old photos of me, a lovely photo of my mom when she was younger, mugs that I found at estate sales, just kind of all the things that I need to work and remind me to be happy and productive. And so as another reminder, I cut out of construction paper, believe in yourself up top. I was running out of space, so I had to do the yourself, but it's a Black home, so makes sense to me is that I couldn't fit yourself, but I think it works. And I see it every morning when I wake up and to grind and get the day going. If you want to know more about me or what I got going on, you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, all at Secondhand Shawty. And that's Shawty, Shawty, the right way. All right, y'all. I love you, but I got stuff to do, so y'all got to go. Bye.